That was, what do you?
I remember just for me, like being a friend, but also doing hair, the 2 times, because you know y'all are known for your hair.
Yeah.
The 2 times that she came in before she was remanded,
Yeah.
you know, we were taking her brunette so that it grew out well, because we didn't know how long she was going to be in.
Yeah.
And that was so hard. But the hardest for me personally was I came over the night before y'all took them. And that night was so emotional.
It was because you saw like.
Can I talk about the bear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Julie was actually not there. I had shown up and you were there. We had hugged for a good like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I went into the living room and everybody was in there and we were playing, and then Julie had came in like 30-40 minutes later, and she had went to, was it Build-A-Bear?
Yep.
And recorded prayers for each one of her children.
No, remember what had originally happened was she did it for Chloe.
Yeah.
Because like she said Chloe's prayers with her every night, so she did a bear for Chloe.
Yeah.
And then
Grayson wanted one.
She didn't realize like just because that was something that she and Chloe always did was prayers every night. And then Grayson like had tears in his eyes and he was like, but I want one too.
What about me? Yeah.
And like Build-A-Bear closed in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And she like raced to Build-A-Bear and made him one, made him 2, made me 1, made Chase 1. And like, we all still have it. Like, I still play it. The kids don't. Someone played it the other day and Chloe freaked out and was like, that. Don't play it because she hasn't listened to it at all. Yeah.
But from an outsider's perspective looking in, I can't imagine what it was like receiving those, but watching y'all for the first time play them to yourselves and listening to it was so heartbreaking. And then I stayed for a good like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
I think there was like 3 or 4 hours left that I wanted to give the family by themselves before they had to go. And Julie walked me out, and it's going to make me cry.
Yeah, it's going to make me cry too.
She was like, I don't care what happens to me, but just please take care of my children.
Yeah.
And that was the last time that I saw her until I was approved to go and visit her. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But then when you got approved to go and visit... Have y'all heard this story?
No.
Holly's gonna die laughing because Holly's
please
like,
give it to me.
So
please give it to me.
So it took me a minute to get approved.
I sent in my stuff and they just ignored it.
That was the same. I did mine like 6 months ago. Nobody ever even responded.
I just kept on and kept on and kept on. So
and like they're very, especially with where mom's at, like she's at a camp, but it's part of a bigger facility, so there's a men's place right there, and that men's facility houses the country's like most people with sex crimes. And so, like,
what does that have to do with that?
Your dress code's very...
Your dress code is very, like, no shorts, no rips, no tank tops, no shoulders showing. If you have a dress on, it's got to be past your knees. Like, very strict.
And she went over all of these rules with me at least 6 times before I went.
But he's also never, like, none of us have ever been to a prison before. So you're, like, all on high alert, you know, just, like, not even...
Right. And... we have to leave so early. You have to leave no later than 5 a.m. So you're like getting up, you're getting dressed. It was hot. So I had shorts on. And
it was hot. Like
it was. So I get there, I pull up, and she was telling me like where I needed to go. And I could hear people calling my name.
Like
Tyler. And I thought I was getting like catcalled by the prison ladies.
Yeah.
And so I was just like walking by, like ignoring them, like, and she was like, Tyler, it's Julie. You can't wear shorts.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God. And there's also specific times that you've got to be there.
Yeah. Like if you're not there by 9:15, you have to wait until 11.
And if you're not there by 11:15 or 11:30. They don't let you in, right?
No, that's changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was like very time specific, and there's no clothing stores around there.
No clothing stores.
So I was looking for anything. The only thing that I could find was the Goodwill.
I mean,
So I pulled up on 2 wheels to the Goodwill, and I'm walking through the Goodwill in Lexington.
Yes.
And so the options are like a 22-inch waist.
And at that time, Tyler was a little thick.
Or 42-inch waist. And I was neither
that's
one.
hilarious.
I was neither one of
Oh,
those.
they also sold belts.
And they didn't have those.
Yeah. Didn't have a belt.
So
that fit
I
my
had to
hair.
buy jeans that I still have them.
Should've
I had to
gotten a
buy
dress.
jeans that are like 6 times my size. There's no belt. And so I came back in there and I'm like holding them up to like sign in.
I'm sure they've seen
like,
weirder.
what is
I'm
this?
sure they've seen weirder.
They probably thought he was smuggling stuff into that
He's
place.
over there like this, let me hold my pants up, sign in.
And like they can't go get their own stuff. Like we'll get food for them. We'll get.
And when he says food, it's like
Out of
you're
the vending
lucky.
It's like a snack machine.
Yeah, you're
It's like-
lucky if it's yeah.
And so multiple times I'm either going to the bathroom or going to get snacks or a drink, and I have to like walk and I'm like holding them up. I'm trying to like stick change into the machine.
His pants are falling down.
Oh.
That was
I'm trying not to show cracks so I don't get kicked out.
literally.
Oh my god.
That was quite the journey. Oh my God. I'm trying to think, like that whole year, the first year that they left, like
Yeah.
that was a.
Yeah.
And then you and I remember that day that who was it?
Me.
But who did I go have lunch with?
Me.
Oh, it was us. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was with you for the lunch.
Yes.
Well, you just, yeah. Well, let me say one good thing.
That
a
was,
Julie
and then
thing.
Holly, did Holly pick us?
No, Gavin picked
I
us up.
had Chloe.
Yeah.
No.
I had Chloe the night before.
That was just like a day in between, like after your parents were gone, which I will say, like before we move on from the Julie thing, there was like some incredible moments of just like her presence as a mom, even when all that stuff was happening. I know she had
Oh
really
my
bad
gosh.
days. Like I know that she was really struggling with anxiety and depression, just like anyone in that situation would be. But there was a time, I think it was right after the sentencing, when they had gotten their sentence, and she had somehow figured out that based on your recording schedule and based on the sentencing and based on, she had somehow by deductive reasoning figured out that Sean and I couldn't possibly have made it home for Thanksgiving yet. So I'm like, I don't know how you had enough pieces to put that puzzle together, but she texted and was like, hey, I think y'all are still in Nashville right now. I'm not sure, which means you're not with your family for Thanksgiving, which means you need to be at my house, which was crazy that she had the wherewithal to do that with everything going
'Cause
on.
we weren't even planning on celebrating Thanksgiving because it was literally 3 days. Their sentencing was like 3 days before.
Yeah. So it was around then. I think it was Thanksgiving. I just don't know how she did that. But speaking of people that hold it together, which is what you do almost
All the time.
at every moment of your entire life. There was just one moment, I think we had recorded something here at the studio one day, and then you and I went to lunch, and it was just like every piece of the weight of the world was on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And we went to lunch. We had like a couple glasses of wine. And I had already accepted, like, I'm not going back and doing work. Like, this lunch is going to be as long as it needs to be.
Yeah.
And it was a long lunch. And then we got back here and you just like melted down completely. But most people are in that situation that you're in could never handle it like you do and break down way more than that.
Yeah.
So
I
I was
break down,
glad you
like-
were. I was like, I'm so happy you feel comfortable crying. Just cry.
Yeah. Aaron was like, cry, get it out. And I was
Yes,
like,
I know.
trust me, I am at this point.
Like sobbing
Yeah.
uncontrollably. But I just think it's such a buildup of energy that you really don't have any place for it to go. So I think about that as a positive thing when you do get to that point, because I'm like, that needs to get out.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But even just that whole year, like between mom and dad leaving, they left in January. And then what else? Nick, I know, but in between Nick, there was something else that happened. I just can't remember
Well, you
what.
were just going to court so much, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, even...
And dealing with lawyers.
Oh,
and
yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I wanted to add one thing is that I just assumed that I was going to get Chloe a lot after they went away. And that didn't end up. I mean, of course, I got to be with her a lot, but I literally thought, she's probably going to come live with me.
Holly was like, she can just come live with me.
I really thought, I was like, I want her, please. She can come be with me. And you're like, no, our family takes care of our family. I was like, okay, but I also can take care of Chloe. And so I remember, this is sad, it'll be quick, but I remember being in the kitchen. I guess, was that Thanksgiving? Your parents had 3 days. It was on a Friday night. We were all at the house and Chase was there. And I was asking Julie, like how she did her hair, Chloe's hair. So I could buy the things that she buys and fix her hair and help fix her hair. And as soon as she was about to say it, Chase was like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Shut the f- up, Holly. They're not going to prison. And this was on a Friday. We had already gone to court, everything, but they were trying to get maybe...
trying to no, I think like a motion for reconsideration, trying to
And didn't you try to get their sentences staggered so your mom or dad could
So that was still in potential mistrial territory.
They were literally
Like, they
going
were
away
already
Monday
sentenced.
morning.
Yeah.
They were going Monday morning.
Okay.
And this was on a Friday, and I was just simply trying to get, I knew it was like a sore subject, but I was like, can I just get the products that Chloe uses that you do such a good job? And Chase was just like, there was just so much denial. Nobody accepted the fact that they were going away until they got there.
Yeah. And that was something that like mom and I've talked about, of where she wishes they would have done. It was an impossible situation, but she wishes they would have actually prepared to go, because they didn't. Everyone was in so much denial that like they didn't do anything to prepare to go. Like, not packing the kids' stuff up, moving them, packing their stuff
you did
up.
all that by yourself.
my gosh.
Yeah. Me and Nick.
Yeah.
Me,
Whoa.
Nick, and Jill. And then Chad. Me, Nick, Jill, and Chad. I think.
I came.
Because
but
Chad
I just
at the
hung
time was
out.
living
I
with
struck
me.
through it.
Remember?
Yeah.
And
When you think about the stress of that year, when you're like, what else happened besides my parents going off to prison and my ex-fiance passing away? It's if you needed more. I think a lot of that you're thinking about is the stress of all of the financial stuff that came after.
Yeah. Well, and that's something too, is people comment on my social media, and
I know.
Tyler's been going back at them, but people comment and will say like, oh, I feel so sorry for you, like living off of mom and daddy's like stolen money, and you know, you're rich, it's easy, like stop trying to act like it's so hard. And I'm like, dude,
you really don't know how all this played out.
Yeah, I'm like, you really don't know.
First of all, you have a picture of a cat in your profile, no followers and no posts, so I'm all set on an opinion from you.
Yeah, literally. That's the thing. I struggled. Like, I know what it feels like to not know how you're going to pay your bills that month. Because I was left with 3 mortgages and
2 kids.
Lawyers.
Well, and you went
kids
from 2 or 3 show salaries to zero.
Nothing. I was canceled for a year, for a full year.
It became just the podcast, and then real estate, which was very time consuming and hard to pull off with everything going on.
Yeah, because like, especially too, I was just getting into real estate, and like, your first year, you're pretty much, you know, like working for every deal that you get, and that's the thing. It's like, people have this misconception of like, I'm sitting on like millions of dollars, and I'm like, if you know where it is, please. Walk me to it. I would love to see it. They'll all help me dig it up at this point. But I know what it's like to struggle and to not, like, I used to not have to go to the grocery store and look at, like, I would just buy whatever. Pricing, or like not prices, all that. But like, I was at a point to where I had to tell the kids no to stuff, and I had to I put their needs before mine, and I was I don't know how I did it, but like somehow I was able to do it. And then on top of it, when I went to sell their house, mom and dad's house, I was a licensed real estate agent doing what I do. And the government tried to take my commission. my 3%. As a single parent, working my ass off, trying to do whatever I can, they fought for my 3% commission that has never happened before. Literally, the lawyer I had created forfeiture laws for the government and said, this has never happened before. And I had to have him negotiate with the government, and the government took 1.5% of my commission.
Took most of it.
Yes, because they would not allow me to sell the house if they didn't get the money. So they would not sign off on the sale of the house. And that's the type of government that we have. That you have, I'm now a single woman of 2 kids trying to fight for anything that I can, and they just continue to strip things away from me. And then
literally anything.
Literally anything. And then come September, that's when Nick passed away.
Yep.
And I was going to see Dad. That's what a lot of people have asked, was like, how was I able to tell Mom and Dad? Chase was going to see Mom.
Yep.
So Chase told Mom, and then I was going to see Dad.
You had landed.
And I had landed, and that's when the news article hit.
Yep.
And
It wasn't
thank
a
God
news
for
article.
Holly. But yeah, because
was on the news.
it was on the news. But then right after you told me, like, the first article hit. And if it wasn't for her telling me,
you would have found out.
I would have
a
found
different
out
way.
through the news.
Or your dad would have found out not from you also.
Yeah. And that was the thing, was I was looking at it and I was like, I just wanted to get home. But then I was like, I have got to tell him. Like, I've got to be the one to tell Dad. And I walked in and like, I looked like a freaking
Yeah, you were a
hot
wreck on
mess.
the phone.
And I told Dad, and he originally thought it was something with like Chase or someone.
Yeah.
And I still did not want to believe it. Like, I looked the other day at my messages with, like, when that whole thing happened, and too, because I had a lot of regret in my relationship with Nick too. And it was on both ends. Like, we both, it was one of those, we were together 5 years.
So really
Like,
young.
That's the problem, is you both still had a lot of growing up to do when you were together.
Yeah, like a lot. Yeah. And I take full responsibility for, my role in things. But someone the other day commented, and I've seen a few comments like this, and it really like has been a tough thing for me to work through, of people saying that, like, if it wasn't for me, Nick wouldn't be dead.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense.
And
Girl, send me the app.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, Tyler will get on.
I love to troll a troll.
Yeah, like, and this was that's whenever it happened. That was my last messages with Nick.
Oh.
And right before, I had sent him, we were talking about real estate, and then I had sent him a song that was like, maybe we said goodbye too soon, was the lyrics to the song.
I've got the text.
And then, but this was September 23rd at 9:40, and I literally just said, please don't tell me you're gone. Please, I love you. Don't be gone. I don't believe it. And then, like, no response. And then at 8 o'clock that night, I said, I love you. And, like, the messages were still going through. So I was like, I was in denial. I was like, no, he's fine. Like, he's fine. They just don't know.
At that point, you hadn't gotten back and
you
seen
kept
it yourself.
asking me if, you were asking me very in denial questions. But I called you, and then you said, on my flight to see Dad, and I said, are you okay? And then I said, your phone's about to start blowing up if it hasn't already, because it was on the news. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure you knew what was going on, and you're with somebody who loves you. That is so great. That was so, why did I say all that? Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. And
I wanted to know that kind, nurturing part of
that
the
makes
family.
sense to me.
Okay. Well, I know, but not saying, I would panic, because then you do capital letters. What? What's going on? What is it? Holly. And I was like,
you just
I
said
don't want to
Nick
do this.
gotten...
Yeah, no, I said Nick. Again, what happened? Is he okay? I said, I don't want to do this over text, but it's on Channel 4 News, and I know people are about to blow your phone up. He was in a motorcycle accident, and he did not make it, Savannah. I'm so sorry. And you just said, oh my God. And then you called me, but I thought you were in the air.
I was still
You were, because you didn't even
me.
tell me he died. You literally texted me and said Nick was in an accident. And I said, was he okay? And you never responded. I ended up having to find the news article.
And you landed, and then you called me, and you were asking me really erratic questions that one would if they found out somebody close to them died. And it was like, have they seen can I go to the hospital to see his body? Like, it was very like, you wanted a confirmation because you didn't believe that
I didn't believe it because my messages were still going through too. Yeah. And I just couldn't believe it.
You were with Chloe and Gray.
I was with Chloe and Grayson, and Grace, they just both like put their hands on me and were like, they didn't know what to do because I was just shaking. Like, I was a freaking mess. And even like, and that's the toughest part was I had to, with that whole situation, like I had every right to grieve how I need to and how I needed to, but I wasn't allowed to at that time. And so I struggled so much with that. And also our life was very public, you know, like I was pissed off at all the articles of Savannah Chrisley's ex-fiance. Like, no, that's not what
because people were blaming you that's what the article said. Yeah. Like you had wrote it. And
and I'm like, no, he's his own person. Right? Exactly.
Stop. Hell no.
Did you know that Livestrong says in order to get that perfect body, well, you got to start now. Diet, exercise, and do all the crazy things, but don't expect to lose any belly fat for up to 2 months. And y'all know that timeline didn't really work for me. I kind of like instant gratification. Shocker. Welcome to 2024. I believe that you should have this summer body year round and not just during summer. If you cut 500 calories a day, 500 calories a day, you can lose 4 pounds a month. At 4 pounds a month, you've basically lost half your life. Okay, so it's your choice. Weeks or months of calorie counting and boot camp gyms, or lose the fat in inches in one single visit to Sono Bello. Sono Bello is the only way to permanently lose fat and inches. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a faster, comfortable one-visit technique. Wherever you have stubborn fat, tummy, sides, thighs, arms, or sagging, loose, jiggly skin, smile because it's gone permanently. Sono Bello gives you your curves back. No more feeling embarrassed, shy, and uncomfortable. No more hiding under baggy clothes instead of shorts and tees. You can give yourself the gift of a full body reset. Learn about one visit micro laser fat removal. Schedule your free consultation and ask about Sono Bello's spectacular summer savings going on now. Visit sonobello.com/unlocked. That's sonobello.com/unlocked. All right, guys, you know I have to absolutely love a product to show up and sound the way that I sound and be sick and still tell you how much I love it. So, you know, I've spoken about Nutrafol before. I have used this product for years, and frankly, that's because I don't do a great job at taking care of my hair. I'm always coloring it, putting extensions in. God knows what I decide to do with my hair from one day to the next, and Nutrafol has absolutely saved me. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand. They are trusted by over 1 million people. You can see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. Obviously, everyone's root causes of hair thinning are different, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are tailored to give your hair exactly what it needs to grow throughout different stages, such as postpartum and menopause, as well as different lifestyles, such as plant-based diets. Physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients, Nutrafol supplements support healthy hair growth from within by targeting root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, aging, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism as they evolve throughout a woman's life. I suffer from all of them. I do. When it comes to stress and hormones, and I feel like I'm aging at rapid speed, let me tell you. I feel that my hair is just thicker, healthier, and I have way less shedding. So you can get the results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code UNLOCKED. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code UNLOCKED. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code UNLOCKED. Apartments.com has more rental listings than anywhere else, so finding the perfect place is easier than ever, and so is finally moving in together. Just the two of you. It's a big step, I know. Lots of new responsibilities, lots of adjustments. Most likely, they'll wake you up at odd hours to go to the bathroom, and you'll most definitely find yourself in trouble coming home late for dinner. They might even unroll all your toilet paper next time. It's just what happens when you two find a new place together. But you're not doing it because you feel like it. No, you're doing it because you love them, because they're family. And that's why Apartments.com has the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet, so that you and your furry family can find the perfect new place together. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place. This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking. Yep, while you're listening to me talk, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, or maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you can be doing right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and you could save money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June of 2022 and May of 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations. When that happened that night, like, I'm still texting him, just waiting, like wanting a response. And I literally said, I'll forever be loving you. I'm sorry we never made our way back to each other, but we will one day. I miss you so bad it hurts. I missed you before you ever left. I'm so blessed and honored to have known you. I've heard constant stories of the lives you've touched. I can see that grin right now. When I would start bragging on you. Gosh, this isn't fair. I just wish you'd respond. And even like November 9th, I sent him another message. And I said, I miss you. I'm struggling so bad tonight. Just life as a whole. I wish so badly I could call you because I know you would show up. That's just what you do. I still can't believe you're gone. I miss you so bad it hurts. Please just know I love you more than anything in this world. And I'm so sorry I didn't love you better. Like, I just kept messaging, just like,
and even year just kept kicking your ass.
Yeah. It just kept going on and on. And it
was relentless.
It was.
Yeah.
Literally. It felt like there's, I don't ever say feel like sometimes when stuff like that happens, people feel like they want to respond with everything happens for a reason. But anyone who's been through a ton of loss is like, you can believe in God and a higher power, but still feel like there's really no need to not have that person. Like, I can't sign on for that. And like, I think you're really good at finding good in a lot of situations, but that's not one where that's what you want to hear. And I feel like we probably all do. Things kept happening to you, and I started looking at you and be like, I don't know what to say. Like, that's how bad it was. It was like, it feels disrespectful to be like, it's going to get better. Because it just wasn't
going down.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
and there was no breaks.
It was
back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
It
was just a gut punch continuing over and over and over again.
How do you feel? What did that make you feel like? I know that you joked and you were like, I know someone has a voodoo doll, give it back. Yeah. But what did you really feel like?
I did. I was like, whoever's got my voodoo doll,
put money in the pocket.
Down. Yeah, literally. Yeah. I just knew, like, I wanted nothing more than to give up. But I knew that, like, I had Chloe and Grayson. Like, I didn't have the luxury of giving up. I didn't have the luxury of throwing in the towel. Even to this point, I feel like there's a lot that I haven't dealt with because you have to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, in September, I'm going out to LA and I'm doing some, like, intensive therapy stuff because I just felt like everyone else around me got to deal with their emotions. Yeah. Everyone else got an excuse for their poor behavior.
Well, you had to be the one in charge of everything.
Yeah. Well, I had to be the one in charge of everything. And I was told, you need to give them grace. You need to, they're really going through it. And I'm like, they're going through it.
Yeah.
Like, what about me? And so I still think there's a lot that I haven't dealt with, but it's like, I don't know what I would have done without all of y'all. Like, between like even Tyler, when he does, like, during that time, Tyler would be like, hey, let me do your hair, or let me, like, you know, would just show up, or would show up at the house and make dinner. I mean, the kids love Tyler's freaking tacos. Like, he would, and he puts like love into it. Between that and then you picking up Chloe and just being like, hey, let Chloe come spend the night, and then realizing that you didn't even have Nash that weekend. Like, I thought you had Nash, but you were like, no, I just wanted to, like, give you a break. And I was like,
and I love Chloe.
yeah, like, they
You're fine.
love each other. And then Pamela, just like, first off, on a friend level, just like the long conversations, the crying, showing up whenever that happened with Nick, like when we met at the crash site that day, like all of that, and just being like a steady, and then with work, just taking that responsibility, and like all of you guys stepped in ways that like I could have never, I don't know how I would have made it through.
It's all about the little things.
Yeah.
Like,
and like with like Aaron, like just with it's the work that it takes to make all this stuff a success. And Aaron's like, hey, I want to try to figure out how to make you more money. Like, I want to do this. I want, like, you all stepped in a way that like you took your expertise and helped in any way. And it's like, people need that. And that's what, especially too, like, I think it's a good segue into what you and I were talking about, and really what me and Pamela, and then me and you, we've all kind of talked about the political side of things this year, because people have heard all the ways that like we've shown up for each other, how we became best friends, and we laughed, and we've like literally saved each other in some of the darkest days. And politically, Tyler and I
couldn't be more opposite.
Like,
I mean, there are days, there are things that Savannah and I also don't agree on, but we can discuss them.
Yes. And that's the thing, is especially during an election year, how important, and I feel like it's something people need to hear. Like, you all have heard how much we love each other and how much we've shown up for each other. That means more than any election ever could. Like, that means more than any political figure could ever mean. And at the end of the day, we all have one vote. That's it. We all have one vote.
And
it's
none of them
that
really care
simple.
about us anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we
You
have
just pick your most important thing, and then you're
go
probably
with it.
not
Yep.
going to get to your 2, 3, and 4 on your list. You just have to pick your top one.
Yeah, and we all have one vote, so is it really worth losing a friendship over? And during an election year, it is so important to lean into those friendships even heavier, that when you don't agree with each other.
And have open
Because they don't
conversations.
want you to
Yes.
talk. Like, that's, I think the media really does lead us to not talk to people that you don't agree with. And I think that is the most dangerous territory we can get in, because it's so polarizing. So to be able to talk through it. And sometimes you have to also know when you've hit your boundary, like, you know, everyone's picking their most important thing, but is, you know, for some people's most important thing might feel like a betrayal to another friend or group of people, that it's like, well, I know that's your most important thing and that's that candidate's thing, but like, I feel like my rights are being taken away, or I feel like I need autonomy over this and I don't have it. And it's like, but that's the kind of conversations that if you can have them, you can keep it from being so dangerously polarized that we just don't speak about it. And like, I don't love talking about politics. I would lean more the apolitical way. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Savannah would be like, Aaron, this and that. I'd be like, Savannah, how do I feel about both candidates? And she'd be like, you don't like either. And that was the truth. But like, I think our group having such differing views, being able to keep it open, I think is maybe
and I think it's also understanding too, because like Tyler had sent me something, and it was like a tweet, and it was a video, and I saw it and I like immediately wanted to get defensive when I like watched it. And then I like erased what I said and I like sat there and I was like, wait, take a step back, Savannah. And I responded to him and said, I'm so sorry that you're made to feel this way. Like, I love you so much and I will do whatever I can in my power to help change the narrative and change like the world that we're living in, because his feelings were valid, you know, like I say everyone's feelings and political views are valid based off of their own life experiences. Like they believe what they believe for some reason.
Exactly.
So that's why we're there. Like, and that doesn't mean that you can't be best friends with people who believe differently.
Right.
Like we all are.
Right.
And that's where people really need to take a step back and understand a little bit better. Try to understand where someone's coming from. Doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but give a little grace and understanding and realize you only have one vote. Literally, one vote you have. It's not worth losing people who have been there for you for 5-10 years. Some of your best friends, family members. It's just not worth it.
I think it's also like having open conversation,
An open mind.
and, you know, just like piggyback off of that or like add to it. It's just when you grow up a certain way, whether it's in the South or in New York City, or you're around your parents' friends, you're around the people that you go to school with, and generally speaking, you're kind of pigeonholed into one space. And so until you're around other people and listen to their like thoughts, how they grew up, what they went through in life, like everybody has something that is so important to them because it's so visceral.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've done such a good job in our friend group. And we all have like our like things. It's kind of like me texting you that tweet and you immediately wanted to get defensive, but you didn't, because we all have our like ups and downs, but we have done such a good job, especially in a political climate like we are in right now, because it's election season.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've brought this up with you. I brought this up with you, and I think we've talked about it, but I've wanted to do a round table like this because I want people, like when we grew up, our parents, like when we went over people's houses to play with kids and stuff like that, our parents' friends, I know in my own experience, didn't all have the same views.
No.
They didn't have the same family backgrounds. They didn't have the same political views. And it was not as vitriolic and just horrible as it is now. It's very like you're here or you're here.
Yeah. And that's not.
And most people actually aren't.
And that was my point. Is like, I think people need to hear that, because when they see this conversation and hear those stories that we have sat down and we talk about it, you and I do.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about gay marriage and abortion and all of these hot button issues that are so prevalent right now. And even if we don't agree on things, I've sat with you, especially with, you know, gay marriage and stuff like that. And it's been like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
No, you are very good at listening.
And it's because you're not gay.
Yeah.
So you didn't grow up with that. And I think that people need to hear that and see it, because they're either going to say, I wish that I had that, or they're going to want to text a friend and be like, okay, we need to talk. I miss you. Or my family's that way, or my friends are that way. And it's good to see that there are people out there like that.
And then like find the issue that is really underlying it. So it's like, if you're sending that, like, well, this is what I try to do. And I don't have like, I'm like not super charged on one side. So I think like a lot of my beliefs lead me one way, but I'm not like charged. Like, it's not like an open thing. People know like, how I feel. But when someone sends me something, like whether it's you or just another friend, I try to get to like the root of what they mean. So when that happens, for Savannah to sit back, I think she probably came away with, oh, Tyler doesn't feel protected by this. Yeah. Tyler feels vulnerable and unprotected like this. And then to be able to go back and be like, I need to, as a friend, feel like Tyler needs to know that I will protect him. Even though this is my circle of influence versus circle of control are different. I can only control one. But Tyler felt unprotected and growing up this way. And I understand why maybe this particular political climate makes him feel unprotected now. How can I protect Tyler? And like, that's what I try to do with like those individual messages of just like, I need to get to like, my therapist would call it the basement, but like the basement issue underneath someone else's.
On why
and be
they...
like, how can I address that with you? Because I can't fix this or change this. But like, if I feel like you feel unprotected by a certain something or you do, then I can be like, okay, here's how I as a friend can protect you. Because I don't really feel like I can do much more than that. I mean, Savannah's going to up running for office, so that's different. But mine feels a little bit smaller. So
Holly's face.
I have to do it on like a smaller scale.
I mean, my thing is, it's like for someone to sit and say that they agree wholeheartedly with what one party believes,
you're lying.
100%.
You're lying, and that's an ignorant way of thinking.
100%.
Because
each party very much has flaws.
Yes, each party has flaws,
and they're also out for themselves.
Yes, exactly.
In my opinion.
Yeah, whatever they can do to line their pockets is really what they're worried about.
Exactly. And so the way that I look at it is if I can have a level of influence to hopefully change someone else's views or perspectives, whether it's a politician, someone running for the presidency, whatever it may be, if I can have conversations with them and say, hey, I know you've said these things, but hear me out. When it comes to execution and it comes to putting people to death, like I can't sit and say I'm a Christian and then be for that. And so there are things that I don't agree with that I look at it. And I think because I'm so hopeful for the future that I'm like, hey, I can maybe change this. Like, I know you believe this way now, but you don't have to believe that way forever. And politicians are people too. So they can say, hey, I wish we had more politicians that would say, you know what, back in such and such time, I said this, but guess what? The world has evolved. My viewpoints have evolved. The way that I see life has evolved. Like, just because you believe something at one point in time doesn't mean you have to believe that way forever. And I wish we had more politicians who took on that stance.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, most of our politicians are like 80. Yeah. And so they all grew up in a time when most of the things that are normal now were not when they got into politics. So, they're allowed to be forgiven for things they said in the 50s and 60s.
Exactly.
When these things were not okay. You know, just as long as you grew and became a better person, that shouldn't be held against you today.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I think, that's really in the whole political side of things of where we all stand and where I hope this conversation can maybe lead listeners to conversations with friends and loved ones and have a little bit more understanding. And again, just realize you just have one vote. Okay. So it's not worth losing friendships with people that you love.
And in about 8 years, let's all vote for Savannah for president.
Yeah, right? Oh, Lord. I would not want that job. That's the most underpaying job anyone could possibly ever have.
SC for P.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, seriously. No. I would run for Congress for sure. I wouldn't want.
I could totally see that.
I would not want to be involved. No, presidency is not for me.
Yeah, they're still going to tell you what to do as the president or try.
Yeah. Yep. So I want a seat to where I can hopefully make change. And
if you did ever run, I know your plane would be pink.
My plane would be pink. I am dying. Accurate. That's amazing. All right, let's move on to something like our last fun thing.
Okay, we'll do a fun thing. We've got a few questions. So I wanted, here, everyone take one of these.
Oh God.
Everyone?
Yeah. Everyone. Okay. Wait,
these are empty.
I need some.
No, they're supposed to be empty, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I need some. Wait, these aren't empty.
Oh, wait.
These are empty.
Turn those over. Just use it.
Just use the empty side.
Sorry, there were mess ups.
I need some things to write.
Okay.
Are
we playing like a bad game?
Well, this is going to be
charades.
There's a few specific ones for each person. So,
okay.
Where are they?
It's mine. Have you ever had a near death?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you've ever gotten in the car with Savannah Chrisley.
Oh my gosh. Death wish. It's terrifying.
Can y'all see my nipples through this shirt? Because I feel like you can.
That's hot.
I've been over here rubbing on them to keep them warm.
Warm. It's so warm in here anyway.
I know.
You can hang a Christmas ornament on these things.
Like, really?
All right, Aaron.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this the right way. It shouldn't be confusing. Okay, so you're going to write down what Pamela would say in this particular situation. Okay. So Pamela, instead of saying yes or giving you a positive affirmation to tell you that you're right about something, what does Pamela say instead? It's 2 words. So if it is true,
I remember
Michaela
it, but
would
I
really
don't.
like to answer this
if
question.
it's true that your car is about to get towed and you say, Pamela, did you say you're outside and you saw my car about to get
Like a
towed?
kindergartner over here.
Pamela would say, what? You absolutely know it.
I know, and I forgot.
Starts with the T.
Or
There's 2 words.
Taylor, I literally say this to you all the time.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Do you know it?
Hang on.
Okay.
wait.
Holly.
Okay. Holly doesn't know.
It's okay. We're going to pretend like she does. Okay, on 3 we'll say it. 1, 2, 3.
That's
correct.
That's accurate, or that's
That's
correct?
accurate. Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah, look, Holly said that's it.
So you could be, yeah,
You
you could
also
be like,
say 100% all the time.
you could be
Yeah.
like,
But yeah,
hey,
that's correct.
Pamela,
That's correct.
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
correct.
say that did you say the doctor diagnosed me with like a terminal illness? She'd be like, that's correct.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And she says it so just like,
That's correct. Yeah.
That's correct.
Holly is about to start a dramatic story. What's the very first word?
I feel like Holly very drastically says 2 things when she starts stories.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm dramatic.
Oh,
No,
you
no,
do.
no.
Holly,
But
you
you're
even
not-
got hand
no,
motions
it's
and
not
everything.
calling you dramatic. You're
No.
just about to tell a
No,
story.
when
like,
you're about to
yo,
tell
yo,
something
yo,
you get
yo.
really excited about.
Okay.
I feel like it's a whole phrase.
Hold on. Tell us one. Yeah. Ready?
Ready?
Bitch. Look, you're so right. Bitch, listen to
It
this.
is. It's like a whole
listen
phrase.
to-
Yes, that
Oh my
is
God.
so true.
Yeah, that's really good.
We all said the exact same thing.
Yeah,
that's
that's awesome.
amazing.
You're right.
Okay.
That is good.
Let's see.
I was like,
Yeah. She's like, what are you talking about? Now she could, look, just like think through all the things that you're about to say. And
if
you go,
I'm,
bitch.
it's, you know what, where that comes from
That-
is that a memory just popped in my head that I'd been meaning to tell you. And
Yes.
I'm like, bitch.
yeah, it's like an epiphany.
Yes.
Probably a month passed by. And then
might
I
get
finally remember it.
Yeah, I know, and I can like hear you
I'm
you
so
saying
excited.
it. Bitch. There's probably gonna be a couple variations on this one. What does Savannah say when she isn't actually listening, but she wants you to think she is? There's 2. The first word's the same on both, but if you're gonna go with one, go with the one later in the alphabet on the second word. Does that make sense? Or just write both.
Let's see.
Are y'all all good?
There's actually a few
Oh,
things.
wait, hold on a
Because
second. Hold
that
on.
is not what she says to me all the time when she's ignoring me.
Wait, hold on.
Like every 3 words when she's not listening
Oh,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah. Oh, there's a 1-word answer too. Does anybody know that one?
Holly's over here writing away.
God, there's a
She's
bunch
gonna-
of
to
them.
start with.
One of my things does, but her 1-word one, I don't know. Pamela, that might be more you.
Got it.
Because if she's in the car and she's not paying me any attention because she's scrolling Instagram, she says it to me every
can
3
think of
words.
that.
All right, let's see it.
That's
That's-
wild.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
She also
Exactly.
says, wow.
She says,
Or
right.
what'd you
or
say?
Yeah.
No way.
no way.
Yeah, she does that
No
one too.
way.
Or she'll say, hold on, someone's beeping in. Let me call you right back. And I'm like,
And
nobody
there's
she's like
nobody,
3 to 5
nobody
hours,
is
days
beeping
back.
in.
I do that to her too
It just
sometimes.
hangs up.
Yes.
I'm like,
Here's what happens. If
She
Savannah
wouldn't listen to
actually
me.
calls you back, someone was calling. If you
Yes.
don't hear from Savannah again until the next day, nobody
was
was
Nobody's
calling
calling.
her.
She was over. And I always think like, I really went a long time telling that story and I never got to the point.
Yeah.
And that's usually when she's like, somebody's calling me. Let me call you right back. I'm
I
like,
never remember it.
lying. You're lying.
I can always tell, well, like we all can tell now, but it's because there's always like a half second to a second delay
Yeah.
when you're expecting a response. Mm-hmm. And instead of it being like, oh my gosh, really? It's like,
It's exactly.
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
100%.
Or, and I think y'all know this because you've witnessed me do it to other people. Like, I'll be sitting in your chair and so I'll be on the phone with someone. I'll be like, oh gosh, sorry, somebody's calling. I'll have to call you back. And
Oh
then
yeah,
I
you
just
told
hang
us
up.
all your tells.
yeah.
I mean, we know. But I
Yeah.
mean, Savannah and I'll get disconnected and just neither one of us.
Neither call back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Tyler's I had to do a little bit different because he's got so many phrases. So the way I did Tyler's was write down one thing that you have only heard out of Tyler Bishop's mouth and nobody else.
Where do I start?
Oh, I got a good one.
Let me think about this. One that's appropriate for.
Well,
Erin's
mine's not
probably
appropriate.
talking about like my southern sayings.
No, I mean, I have a saying. It's not appropriate.
Is it about the razors?
No.
I'm not right. I'm not
I
right.
don't think I've heard that one.
No, the one-legged
you
guy.
have.
The one-legged guy in an ass-kicking contest.
You say that one all the time.
That's funny. Should I just say it?
What is it?
If I'm like coming in and I'm hot, I'm like, I'm sweating more than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
Especially if you catch Tyler at work.
I put I could shit plumb through a screen door.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Anybody else have one?
No, his one-legged man one. I think I heard him say it 3 times just last night.
Yeah.
Or I'll trade off. I'll say that, or like I'm sweating more than a whore on nickel night.
Yeah.
We're on nickel night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that a lot.
That's a good one.
Guys, you know what we did not touch on though?
Hold on, we're not done with our game.
We got one more
Okay.
question.
All right. All of my dating.
Oh my god.
That's a
That's a
whole
whole
podcast.
episode.
These people gotta go
podcast.
home.
That needs to be like
But
a
now-
whole episode, one episode.
Now that we've done this, it'll be easier like to do now that because we kind of know the format. So like
Yeah.
we could do another.
Because I can't wait to tell my you, and Robert story.
I got a running list of stories. I'd
That's
like
a
to share.
good
A lot of
one.
good stories.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Remember we went
do.
to the Ryman
We're gonna have to have
and
a
we turned
whole
around
another
with
thing.
Okay, what's
Oh yeah.
Erin's
Well,
question?
we went to the Ryman. You
No,
remember
we can
that?
save it for another time. It was the funniest thing because I thought she had drugs on her. She's like, we can't go through the security gate. And I was like, okay, Queen, I don't know what's going on, but I support you. Let's get out of here. We turn around.
I had a Glock.
She had a gun. And I'm like,
my purse. Not just a gun, a Glock.
she had a gun. We were in security. I had already gotten through, and she was like, Holly, no, I can't. And I was like, what do you have? Like,
No, remember we went through and they were like, "Ma'am, we're gonna have to search your bag."
and she's like, we gotta go. And I was like, okay.
And
way to
Holly
be
moved the
sketch.
gate and like we jumped over and just ran.
I had no idea what she had, but
And
I was
like I have
supporting
it
her.
legally, guys. Like I believe in our Second Amendment rights, so I've got a gun like very legally. In Tennessee, you don't have to have like
carry permit.
carry permit, so nothing was wrong with it. But it would not have been seen
Permitted.
too kindly upon in the
Yeah.
Ryman.
When
That's fair.
when I
And
say
they
that
would've
was the
took
last
it.
thing I thought,
Yeah,
y'all,
that.
It's too much.
I definitely said bitch right then. Oh yeah, because she pulls out a gun. I was like, put that away.
It's multiversatile, that word for you.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with a different one for me because Tyler and I always say mine. But if I'm not a fan of something, and you ask me to do it anyway, or you ask me to go hang out with someone that you know I'm not a fan of, or you ask me to do something I don't want to do. I'm blank.
Busy.
No, it's not.
No,
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 it's not.
I'm
It's 2 words.
yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm drawing a blank because every time I think I've made you get in the car and ride to Losers, this is coming out of
You
your
laugh.
mouth.
Yeah, you laugh every time I say it. I
This
go,
is an
nope.
Aaron phrase.
Nope,
I'm all good.
I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm all set. I'm all set.
The only other one I could think of was, this is one Savannah and I always say this to Savannah. You can't be blank and blank. You
Oh my
have to
God.
pick one.
You can't be mean and stupid.
You have to pick one.
Like you've got to pick one. You can't be mean and stupid.
You also have
That's
another
a
one.
good one.
We all have a lot of phrases.
Guys, we have to do another one though that is strictly about dating because
Yeah, we
those-
can't.
Oh
We're already
my
at like
gosh.
1:30. This is already 2 episodes. We're
I mean,
good. so we can do a whole other one
need to do
too.
a dating one.
But y'all, I would hate for us all to have to come back.
Dude, we will have to come back. Her dating?
I can't do that in 20 minutes.
No.
Do you know how long you and I have been great friends? Where would you like me to start? There's 7 just
what
named
are we allowed to
Jason.
say?
That's true.
What are we allowed to say?
I'm allowed to say everything.
I think
What about the gay
all
guy,
the
dude?
cameras,
No, the
batteries,
gay
and
guy.
cards.
I dated a gay guy who tried to sleep with Chad.
Shut the
Yes, we were
That's
like in a
unfortunate.
full relationship, and he was like sending ass pictures to Chad.
That's really
That's
unfortunate.
also worthy
You
of
don't know about this?
So she's trying to get her back blown out. Meanwhile, he's been over in the master bathroom.
Jesus
sending
Christ.
butthole pics to
No.
her best friend.
Yes,
Yes.
pretty much.
But the best part
Honestly,
of that
that's
whole
a classic
thing, y'all,
gay.
That was the first guy I dated after my divorce.
after her
and I was
divorce
like,
too. Yeah. But the best part of the whole thing was Holly goes, I don't give a shit. Go for it.
Yes, I
You get
did.
it.
I did. I was like, get it. He's great. And I really wish my marriage would have ended like that because there was I wasn't mad. You know what I mean? I was just like,
Right.
aw,
I was just,
you know,
were
sad you can't
supportive.
be yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me and I never confronted him. So if you're watching this, I know, but I love you and I will forever be your fake girlfriend. If you ever need me, call me. Like, I support you.
that's so kind.
And we've
Holly.
all
know.
seen your butt.
Yeah.
Yes, we've all, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I have. I remember. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to do another episode or 2 on dating because
We have
just
so
the
many
dating
stories.
apps, the
We can't pass
Remember
up
the
our
ones?
taco.
Remember the ones that we scrolled through
Oh, God.
of my dating?
Dating apps are terrifying. Yeah, this is worthy of another conversation.
yeah, and the amount of times y'all have saved my ass on a lot of different things.
You know what
Or
our
just
favorite dessert
come with
is?
you.
What would that be, Tyler?
Black tie mousse cake.
I was like, I didn't even know they had that.
That's a story.
That's because
We
they
have
don't.
nicknames for
Is
everyone.
it a story?
It
Only
is.
you got bamboozled that night. Michaela and I stayed home.
I did. I 100% did.
Yeah, we've
Michaela,
got
we know what you're up to. We're
Not
going
me.
to bed.
Yeah.
At work. Sorry, can't come. Busy.
We've got nicknames for everyone. We've got, and we'll end it on this, so give people a little cliffhanger. What are our nicknames that y'all can think of for people?
Some of them
for
are
me.
have to be revisited.
All right, so we'll come up. Y'all just need to write down because y'all, dear God, I sound like such a.
That ain't even close
Here,
to all
I
of
sound
them.
like such a hoe.
All we did was get
Like,
through.
I'm
All we
actually
did
the
was get through
Samantha
2023.
You know what?
You were
Samantha
barely
Jones.
graced the top of
You were in a
2023.
relationship
No.
for a long time,
Yeah.
and when that happens and you get out of it, you know.
You'd like to, and two, you got to know, you got to try it all out, you know? Like, I was with athletes for a long time, and so then I was like, oh, no, definitely not an athlete.
And one of them tried to creep back in the door after he got married.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
And I
Oh,
was
yeah, I remember
like,
that.
I really hope you have a prenup in place. And so I get blocked, unblocked, blocked, unblocked, whatever. Welcome to
People
the
will
NBA.
tune into the dating episode. I have no question about
People
it.
will definitely tune into that. So we've got to get all of our nicknames. Dear God.
You
I'll
broke
co-
out
I'll-
of the gate swinging.
That ass.
And
Your
then-
turn, your turn, your turn.
Stop. Cut that. She's
We're
not.
cutting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really hope and pray you guys love these episodes because
Not
these
pray.
are probably my most fun episodes
Yeah.
to date. Like my favorite ones, and then we're having a dating one coming up because that one, oh my God,
The stories are priceless.
they are they really are, and
Hang on for dear life on that one.
yeah,
I feel like I'm actually the Samantha Jones of the group.
Y'all are fighting over being the sluttiest one right now.
No, because I feel like you're Carrie with Mr. Big.
I am Carrie with Mr. Big.
Don't try to be me, make me some annoying character
It's
just
true that
because y'all
what-
want to.
No,
That wallet ain't
you're
thick.
no, you're like she's a mix. Who?
Charlotte. No, I feel like she's Miranda because
That's the annoying one.
no, because she's always the one that like keeps us in line and like
She's the annoying one. I asked my coworkers today because I don't watch it. Which one do you not want to be?
I
in? Is
don't
it
watch
Miranda?
it. I don't watch it either. So you guys can call me whoever.
Holly's definitely Samantha too.
So y'all are all just
I'll
slutty?
share.
We're all just slutty.
Okay, that's a good place to wrap.
I'm not.
slutty.
My days of that are over. Long over.
Yeah, I'm like,
long over.
Holly's not.
I'm not slutty.
Well, which was the one that dabbled with women?
Not me.
No.
I think it was Miranda.
I think it was Miranda. I think her husband and then came back.
Yeah.
I think you're Miranda.
Definitely not. I'm
would
not
you
nearly
say?
that bitchy in real life.
I thought she was fun. She just like was the peacemaker and was the one that would be like, that's not right.
Guess what? We
Okay,
will let
that's-
the audience choose.
Decide. Yeah,
just fade it to black, Sean.
After hearing us talk,
The dating
audience
episode.
will choose who we are from Sex and the City.
Yeah. And the poll starts now. Okay.
There you go.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Unlocked. You guys know I have been trying to get on this healthy movement, or at least healthier than my everyday life, especially just with raising kids. Seeing how food impacts them is a huge thing that I've noticed. So today I have Samantha on. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell people who are listening a little bit about your background. First off, guys, let me just tell you, if you follow her on social media, I looked at her and I was like, holy hell, this woman's body. Like, please just let me have it. And then Aaron obviously connected us. So that's how we got connected. But you've got a great following on social media. So tell the background, because I think it's amazing, just kind of 10 years ago versus now, and what led you to, you are a certified personal trainer, nutritionist, and that's like your full-time job now.
Yes, it is. And it happened pretty quickly over the past year. So just to kind of give you some insight, about a year ago, I was in the pharmaceutical biotech industry, only had 2,000 followers on Instagram.
And now she has like 200,000.
Yeah. So was not a nutritionist at the time, not a CPT. So it just kind of blew up. I went to nutrition school a couple of years ago. Just like with COVID, I started looking more at food and like a healthier lifestyle. And I had always been active. I was in the arts, dance when I grew up, but didn't lift a ton of weights. Didn't start running until about 2017.
Well, a lot of women are afraid of weights.
They are, which I want to talk about that because that's like part of my platform. I have so much to say. Do not be afraid, but we'll get into that.
Yes.
But I started just lifting weights, running more, prioritizing food, and I truly saw my life transform. I saw my body transform. I saw just my relationships transform. So for me, I was like, okay, I want to keep this going. Went to nutrition school, started sharing more on Instagram, and then it just kind of blew up and landed to where I'm at now.
That's insane.
Yeah,
so
as well.
you started doing this full-time when?
April.
Holy cow.
Yep.
And also, you are a mom of 2 kids.
Yep.
Which is like that. I think, granted, I didn't have the 2 I'm raising, but I say when you look at children and you start to pay closer attention, it's so easy in the world we live in. Like, we're all rushed. We're all in a hurry to get things done or to make a living, that we'll just like throw something in front of our kids.
Right.
Like, here, just have this for dinner. But when you actually start paying attention to what you're throwing in front of them, it kind of scares you.
It really does. And that's honestly what kind of triggered it. So at the time when I went to nutrition school, I had a 2.5-year-old, had just had my other son. And I was looking at the back of these labels of these foods that we were eating. And I was like, okay, this is not healthy. These seed oils, these dyes, all the cane sugar. So I just wanted to educate myself more. And it truly does make a difference with what they eat. So
it does. And so what would you say, how have you implemented this like into your kids' lives?
Yeah, I mean, they're just part of it. So I get questions a lot on, do your kids eat the same as you? Because I obviously prioritize whole foods and meal prep, and they really do. So it's lean meats, vegetables, fruits. I'll like put dipping sauces for them, things like that. So it's just a part of them when it comes to nutrition. And then when it comes to working out, they see myself working out. They see Ian working out. They work out with us. We just want them to see that, be exposed to it, so it just becomes a lifestyle for them too.
Yeah. And not to get into too much personal life, but you've kind of spoken on your Instagram of like, you're dating someone that has a kid. But when you went through your divorce, is that kind of when you started getting like your certifications and kind of seeing the single parent side of things?
Yes, for
And
sure.
then-
Yeah, it was one of those things where I felt like I lost a little bit of my identity just where I was at in my life. You know, I feel like any mom, and you can attest this too, like your focus is on your kids and your relationship and your marriage. And sometimes your identity gets lost within that. And so for me, it was an opportunity to bring that back. And what I found is that knowing who I am, fueling myself makes me a better mom, a better friend, a better girlfriend in so many different ways. So it was really just an opportunity for me to take ownership.
Yeah, that's because that's kind of what I was going towards, is like, it's so hard for people who are going through the mess at the time to find anything good in it.
Yes.
When in reality, the mess can kind of lead you to where you're supposed to be, and how it's possible to rebuild.
Completely. And for me, so what I did is when I got divorced, I signed up for a marathon. I was like, I need something to focus on.
See, cardio, just running is not my thing. I wish it
not
was.
For everyone.
But
not for everyone.
Yeah.
But honestly, just having something, and that's what I would say to anyone that's going through a hard time, is set a goal that you know is going to better yourself and just go for it.
So you set the marathon goal.
I did. I set the marathon goal. I started training, fueling myself, kept myself preoccupied. Obviously, there was still healing to go through.
Yeah.
But honestly, at the time when I did get divorced, it was, years of not a healthy situation. I kind of went through that grieving process prior. So it was really just an opportunity of just focusing on myself to be the best person I can be. So did the marathon training, completed that, and then just within that process, so much changed on social media. Like my life looks completely different than it did a year and a half ago. It's just wild.
So do you actually, what's your process when you work with a client?
Yeah. So I do one-on-one coaching, nutrition and fitness. I don't do just nutrition anymore because what I found, or fitness anymore, because what I found is that like nutrition is literally everything. Like you can work out as much as you want, but if your nutrition isn't dialed in, the results won't always follow. So I prioritize meal plans. I do custom meal plans, custom workout programs for them, 8 weeks or 12 weeks, depending on their goals. And then we just meet one-on-one every single week and just kind of evolve the plan as they go.
Gosh, see, and you're like in my backyard, so I have no choice but to, that's what I've said though. So like, my brother's going off to college in January. I'm going to be an absolute disaster. So I need to fuel, I need to set a goal for myself. And that is, I've already told Chloe, to the 12-year-old, I'm like, hey, we have got to eat healthier. Like, just because she does have ADHD. And now when I'm paying attention to all these things, like the dyes that are in food, how that helps to contribute to that behavior. And I'm like, all right, we gotta do better. So that's now our goal, is like, we're gonna do it together after the first of the year when he goes to college. That's gonna be our thing we do together. So
I love that. And that's so important. But also too, like with the ADHD, I want to touch on that. So that's something that I battled since I was a little kid. And I truly saw nutritionally like little changes, and then supplementing with certain, vitamins, how that could really change. I know we were talking about that before the show started, but it's truly a game changer. So I'm excited to hear.
Well, what a lot of people don't realize that I have now learned is everyone's body needs something. Like you may be deficient in something, and that deficiency can lead to more severe ADHD or whatever. And again, I'm not a doctor. I have learned from doctors that I've met with that you can actually, if you're giving your body what it needs, it can actually take away a lot of these things.
Oh, for sure.
Which I am like so excited about. I just got all my blood work done. I'm a hypochondriac, so like,
no, I'm too.
I think I'm gonna like die if anything bad happens. So
no, but the blood work is huge, and I feel like that is becoming more and more popular with people, just to figure out where they are deficient. Because all it takes sometimes is some vitamins and supplements, and you feel better and your blood work looks better. And honestly, like will help reduce inflammation, which we know is
inflammation is like the number one cause. I had just read an article. So my boyfriend's dad has dementia, basically. Well, he was diagnosed with white matter disease like in his early 60s. And he's just like an insane guy. He's awesome. But it's now like progressed a lot. And I was reading the other day, and now they label dementia as like type 3 diabetes.
Okay, I spread that recently as well.
Type 3 diabetes, which is crazy. And then wild. I started reading how you can, at the early onset of these things, you can actually help to reverse it with diet. Hyperbaric chamber oxygen therapy actually helps it can help reverse it at the early onset, and it can help prevent it because it kills certain calcium or something that builds up in the brain. The oxygen therapy actually helps to kill it.
Oh my gosh, it's wild.
All of these things that are more natural for you that people aren't talking about are actually the things that help to cure you. And it's not all the big pharma things that are being thrown at us, which granted, a lot of it works. A lot of it doesn't work.
It does. There's definitely a place for it.
Yes.
It's just, and being in the pharmaceutical world for so many years, like I saw it save lives, right? There's a place for it, but I do think that there's an opportunity for us to do a better job at taking those steps with diet and lifestyle before resulting to a medication.
And that was also something we kind of touched on, because I was looking at questions. I had asked a lot of people on Instagram, all right, what are your questions? And they had stated, obviously, the GLP-1s right now.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing.
Huge movement.
Everyone in Hollywood you have seen.
Yes.
They go, look at Oprah. Look at like all these people who were not fit are now like pop up on your Instagram, and you're like, holy hell, like they're snatched, they're this, that. Well, they're not doing it by diet. They're doing it by the GLP-1s, which I have absolutely, like, I'm not shaming anyone for it because I have done it. I'm currently on it now. Like, I have never talked about doing it before, but I have done it, and I did it. Number one, not that I necessarily owe anyone an explanation, but my reasonings for doing it were, I have really bad endometriosis and I had gained a bunch of weight. I was super self-conscious. So I was like, all right, I want to lose it. And then my blood work, I was literally like pre-diabetic, like right on the cusp, like the very last numbered line or whatever. And so I went on it, and then got my blood work checked like 6 to 8 weeks later. And like my A1C and everything was like perfect.
It's incredible.
Which was crazy. But while doing it, for me personally, like I wanted to work out. Like I want to eat healthier. You have to prioritize your diet while doing it, which a lot of people
don't always do.
No.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you don't eat enough protein, you're just going to be like this skeleton,
skinny fat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and so it's prioritizing the protein and electrolytes and doing all these different things. But I just feel better when I'm doing it. But a lot of people, like you said, it's good. Like for me, it's helping me jumpstart what I want to do.
Exactly. Right. And you probably have like an end goal, like I'm not going to be on this forever.
No.
And that's the thing too. It's like from a blood work standpoint, like you saw your numbers on where that could be helpful. You added it in, and then you saw your numbers change, which is crazy. Incredible. So I think for somebody in your position, it makes complete sense. And you're also trying to eat healthy, working out, doing those other things. So I think it can be a great tool in somebody's process.
The holiday season demands stamina, as we all know. You've got shopping, family drama, cocktail parties, and you know who's suffering most? Your feet. The shopping trips can be tiresome, and especially for your feet. There have been so many times that I have gotten to my car and I take my shoes off because my feet hurt so bad. I have discovered a new shoe, and over Thanksgiving, I got to truly enjoy it, and it made my Thanksgiving experience so much better. My brain and my heart may have felt the pain, but my feet sure as heck didn't. G-Defy has the holiday upgrade that you need. With patented VersoShock technology, these shoes align your body and absorb shock, making foot pain so last year. Now you can keep moving, spilling the tea, or enjoying sipping that holiday cocktail by the fire pain-free. So head to gdefy.com and use code UNLOCKED for 50% off your entire order. That's gdefy.com, code UNLOCKED That's gdefy.com, code unlocked for 50% off your entire order. Your feet deserve a holiday too. Go and get these shoes. Use our code unlocked for 50% off your entire order. This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Hi, all my podcast listeners. Whether you love true crime or comedies, celebrity interviews, news, or even motivational speakers, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue, right? And guess what? Now you can call the shots on your auto insurance too. Enter the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. The Name Your Price tool puts you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, then they'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you options. Now that's something you'll want to press play on. It's easy to start a quote and you'll be able to choose the best option for you fast. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Quote today at progressive.com to try the Name Your Price tool for yourself and join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. What would you say is the first step, like, for someone who doesn't eat healthy, who doesn't also, I think there's also a misconception, but at times I believe it's true that, like, it's too expensive to eat healthy.
It's so not expensive. It's actually, I feel like, less expensive because you're focusing on whole foods.
Yes. Okay.
You know, you can go to Walmart, get potatoes, get ground beef, get fruits and vegetables, you know, where if you go and buy all the processed stuff, like sometimes that can really add up to be more.
Okay. So what would you say to someone who's like, all right, I want to do it? What is the first step that's not overwhelming to someone? Like if you have a client come to you and they're like, all right, I want to completely overhaul everything.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like you see at the first of the year, everyone's like, oh, new me, let's do X, Y, and Z. But when you take it to the extreme, there's no way you're going to stick with it.
Exactly. And that's what I say to my clients. And honestly, my platform all the time is like, set realistic goals, right? And I'm all about living, I say like 90-10 lifestyle, meaning 90% of the time, like I'm going to try to live clean, non-toxic, but there's like that 10% of the time where I'm going to eat Chick-fil-A, I get my Botox, like, you know what I mean?
I'm going to have a glass of wine.
Right.
Yeah.
Life is too short. So you got to find what first off makes you happy and that are like your non-negotiables. And then just try to like, you know, incorporate healthy habits around that. So I would say if it's somebody that is like, okay, from a nutritional standpoint, I want to become healthier, I would say just try to focus on whole foods. And then if there's like one thing in your diet that you know is like probably not the healthiest, just focus on that one thing and let's cut it out, right? So it could be like sodas for somebody. Maybe they love Dr. Pepper. Are you a soda drinker?
I'm that's my go-to. Like,
is that your 10%? Yeah.
That is, that's my really bad thing. But I mean, tomato, people will say like, I started off with Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
And now I'm a Diet Coke.
All right. So little baby steps.
It's better.
Have you tried Olipop or Poppy?
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah, that's just not soda.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if it like hits that little fix for you. It's not for some people are like, no, I have to have the soda taste.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah.
That's funny.
I drink my Diet Coke.
Right. All right. So maybe one day. But yeah. So just like finding that one thing and then just whether it's like, okay, you drink soda, however many you drink a day, like cutting it back, right? Not removing it completely because that's like very unrealistic to just cut it out completely, but take it maybe from 2 to 1 a day, right? And then just kind of work.
Well, it's like I've actually noticed that with taking the GLP ones, like I don't drink as many sodas as I used to. Like,
oh, good.
I also have like my water with my electrolytes that I'm like, oh.
So you're getting hydrated at the same time. Good.
So, but I drink way more water than I ever would have before.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're adding the electrolytes is huge because the thing I found in nutrition school with water is that you can drink as much water as you want, but if your electrolytes aren't balanced, it doesn't do much.
So that's something too. Obviously, like TikTok, you know, TikTok catches everyone and all these things, all these brands, all these, just everything. I think.
All the things.
So one of the electrolytes that I have been drinking is is it Limit?
Oh, Element.
Element
Tea.
Yeah, Element. Yeah. So apparently it just came out that they just got caught like lying on packaging saying that it was clean and all this stuff, when in reality there was like 400.
What?
Have you not seen
I
this?
actually have not.
Okay.
This is news.
You're going to know what this stuff, I don't know what it is.
That's
but
so crazy.
I don't know if it's
that's like a huge, that's like the leading electrolyte brand.
And I love it. So I'm still drinking it regardless of what everyone's saying.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. So the thing with the natural flavors, that's like a tricky ingredient because like in order to be, FDA approved, they can hide a lot of things in the natural flavors, like other ingredients. And I guess that's like what they were doing with that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, and that's the hard part is like, you try to be healthy, which again, guys, I love this brand. And so the issue it was just that it wasn't on the packaging. But if you struggle with those things and then it also
backfires.
With electrolytes, one of the biggest misconceptions is like the amount of salt, but it's really not a bad thing, correct?
Correct. I mean, it depends on, I think, your activity levels too and where you're at with your sodium already. So I think a lot of it you can try to figure out if you need based on how you feel. So like sometimes I have clients that experience a lot of fatigue. They have those energy crashes. It's really because they have like a lack of sodium. So in their cases, I'm like, hey, try some electrolyte packets and see if this helps because they might be drinking a ton of water. Well, then they add in the electrolytes and they feel so much better.
Well, see, I also now am thinking like my boyfriend, for instance.
Yeah.
Granted, he's older.
How much older is he?
I give him 12 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So I just call him old, but he's almost 40. But like he has those crashes in the afternoon. And then when you say that, I go and think like when it comes to sodium, he really doesn't consume any. Now, me on the other hand, like I guarantee you I have a sodium deficiency because I put salt on everything. And all my numbers are perfect. It's the craziest thing in the world.
That's you balance it out that way. So, and that's the thing is like the salt really helps transport the water molecule to the cell. So you need those electrolytes. You need the sodium. I feel like so many people are afraid of sodium when in reality, like a lot of cases, most people are deficient.
That's crazy. Yeah, I saw that and I wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
So going back to, because I don't want to forget about this, when it comes to the training and women being afraid of weights, like I cannot tell you how many times I'm like, I've heard people be like, oh no, I don't want to be bulky. I don't want to be this.
Yep.
Can we? Because a lot of times
I need to take my shoes and like get situated for this one because
a lot of these women,
crazy.
What a lot of people don't realize when they're scrolling through social media, if you see, and this is not in all cases, everyone's body's built different, but like you see these bulky women who are lifting weights, they're trying to be bulky.
1,000%.
They're taking something like Anavar or like these steroids for women. Like, if they're bulky, they want to be bulky.
Exactly. And what a lot of women don't understand is that it's actually really hard to become bulky for a few reasons. So first off, the way we're built, our makeup, our bodies compared to men is completely different. Like we're not designed to bulk up like men are, right? Our hormones are completely different. Testosterone plays a huge role when it comes to building muscle mass that men naturally have higher levels of, right? Another thing too is to build muscle mass and get that big where you see like those girls that are, very muscular online, that takes years of heavy lifting and a caloric surplus, meaning that they're consuming a ton of calories, a lot more than they're burning every single day to build that.
More than most people can actually consume.
Correct.
Like I look at my brother who's 18, who's skinny as a rail, like he's consuming 4,000 calories a day.
Right.
Like trying to gain weight. He's drinking protein shakes that are meant for gaining weight that have freaking 2,000 calories in a shake. Like
exactly. He's trying. I mean, and that just shows. And I think that, another thing too, when it comes to that is a lot of the times when people are like, oh, when I lift weights, my legs bulk up, things like that. It's usually that ratio of body fat and muscle mass that maybe a lot of women aren't happy with, right? When in reality, lifting heavier weights is actually going to boost your metabolism because you burn more calories at a resting rate with your muscle tissue versus your fat tissue. So if you have higher muscle mass and lower body fat tissue, you're going to naturally burn more calories at a resting rate, which is crazy.
That's insane. If you followed me on social media, then you have seen that I have had quite the journey throughout the years. My hair, you never know what you're going to get. I cut it to my shoulders. Then I went through the pixie cut stage, and I had to because my hair health was just and the only thing that helped me get through that is Nutrafol. Nutrafol came along and I absolutely love it because it's a clinically tested formula. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1 million people. You can see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. Everyone's root causes of hair thinning are different, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are tailored to give your hair what it needs to grow throughout different stages, such as postpartum and menopause, as well as for different lifestyles, such as plant-based diets. This is also physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients. Nutrafol supplements support healthier hair growth from within by targeting the root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, aging, nutrition, lifestyle, metabolism, and just all the things that evolve throughout a woman's life. The cold, dry air of winter can be unforgiving, but your hair doesn't have to suffer. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code UNLOCKED. So find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com with the promo code UNLOCKED. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code UNLOCKED. I have always loved weight training just because I don't like the slow, granted, I'll do yoga, I'll do whatever, but
you need a good sweat.
Yes.
I've always been that way too.
Yeah.
I've always been that way too.
I need that. So, okay. So that is because so many women, when I tell you, were like, oh, anti-weight training.
And that's my thing too, is give it time, 6 months, commit to it. And when you have your nutrition dialed in too, and you lower your body fat percentage, that's what's going to help you get that lean, defined, toned look that so many women want, is a little bit higher muscle mass. So lifting heavier, right? Creating that. And then lowering your body fat percentage so you can see that come through. That's what that toned look is.
So what would, obviously, you said, you don't just train someone because it's a waste of time if you're not going to put diet with training. What would you say too with supplementation? What would you say is the most underrated supplement?
Magnesium.
Okay.
I think the most needed.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, because people are always like, oh, vitamin C, vitamin this,
I mean, there's so many that I would recommend. I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I try to get as much as I can from diet, right?
Yeah.
But then supplements, there are so many that just make sense depending on where you're at. And it's different for everyone too. But predominantly our population, the majority of it is deficient in magnesium, which again can help with the fatigue. So your boyfriend, I would love to know if he took magnesium, how he would feel. Yeah. But muscle recovery, so many different things.
Well, I know. So what is so crazy that I have been messing around with is obviously magnesium is in some electrolyte packets, or I've been taking it, and there's different types of magnesium you can take too. Some are better for morning, some are better for night.
Exactly.
But magnesium baths.
Yeah, Epsom salt baths.
Okay, so there's
game changer.
Yes, there's this brand that I ordered, and it has the salt, and then it has a packet of powder magnesium.
Oh, what do you do with the powder?
You put it all in the bath together
with the salt.
When I tell you, I sleep like a baby when I do that.
Yep.
It's
wild.
It's a night and day difference. Normally I'm lucky if I fall asleep by midnight. I'm lucky.
Okay.
Last night I took a bath in the magnesium and I was asleep at 9:15.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It works so well. I love Epsom salt baths. It's really great too. Obviously as a detox, but if you're sick or your kids are sick and they need that, an Epsom salt bath is great. I would love to know if you would like castor oil wraps. Have you heard about that?
Oh my gosh. I've seen it everywhere and I don't want to fall into it.
I mean, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but it changed my life. I mean, that's aggressive, but it really did. It's crazy. Yeah.
In what way? Okay, because it's like the mouth tape.
Yes, which I'm on that train too.
Oh my gosh. I do not want it. These are the things I'm like, all right, does it actually work?
It really does.
So the castor oil.
Yeah, let's talk about that first. So I had a friend that kind of introduced me to that, and I had seen that, and I'm like, what? You put castor oil on your belly and then you wrap it up? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Right. But I started trying it. Like, I've always kind of had like ins and outs of dealing with digestion issues. And so I'm always looking for ways to better help that. And castor oil is one. So ordered it off Amazon. You have your castor oil, you have the wrap. I put about 2 tablespoons on the wrap and then like a tablespoon all over my belly, especially like around my liver area, and then wrap it up. And then I remember the first night I did it, I could like feel my stomach like gurgling in the middle of the night and like things happening and moving and like, not to be TMI, but like the next few days, I just completely felt like it just emptied me out in the best way, detoxed me in the best way, if that makes sense. But it's truly a game changer. But if you think about it, like castor oil, I don't know if you've ever heard this with pregnant women to help induce labor. They say like ingest it, right? So it kind of like is supposed to get rid of things from the inside out of your body, toxins.
So how
all the
often
things.
do you do it?
So about 2 to 3 times a week. And I have to like, sweet Ian, he always knows when it's like castor oil wrap, because I have like my towel down on my bed because it can like leak out.
That's what I was
So I don't want to ruin my
it,
sheets.
Does it ruin like your clothes?
It does. So I have like a sweatsuit that's kind of like this, but older, and I just wear it on my castor oil wrap nights. It's really hot. It's really hot.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I would have to.
Yeah, it's a commitment, but you should try it. I'll send you the link, and I want to know how you feel, because everyone has different like wins with it depending on like kind of where you're eating it.
Because don't they say it's good too? I've seen, the reason I know about it is because I've seen a lot of stuff with like endometriosis.
Yes.
And
for sure. Yeah, it helps when it comes to hormones, just like detoxing your body where it needs it.
holy cow. Okay. This is like God's way of saying you're doing it, because you also said the mouth taping.
Yes, which I am such a believer in that too. And I used to see that and be like, okay, that does not work. But it really does.
Does it?
It really does.
Do you not feel claustrophobic?
Oh, I do. I had to get used to it.
I would.
It did. So the company I use is called Dream Tape. And they have like a thin one that's like literally like the size of the tip of my finger that you can put just right in the middle, that I would recommend starting out with before you upgrade to like the full mouth tape.
Yeah.
Because at first I would wake up in the middle of the night not knowing and just take off the tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess in my sleep, I'm like, what's on my mouth? So I started doing the strips and then worked my way up.
And what have you seen as like a benefit?
I sleep better, because I used to be a mouth breather. So I'd wake up in the middle of the night. You are too? Like you wake up with your mouth dry. It's like the worst.
Yes. Or like the worst though is when you're on a plane and like you fall asleep and
I wear my mouth tape on the plane, and it's changed my life. I don't care if I get looks, but it really, because it helps with that too. Because same.
Yeah.
Ian is always like putting things in my mouth. I'm like, let's not do that. So
literally.
Yes. But so I noticed better sleep. My energy was better the next day because I was getting more REM sleep because of that. I wasn't waking up in the middle of the night with a dry mouth.
And you're not ingesting all the toxins.
You're not ingesting all the toxins, creating that bacteria in your mouth, which can lead to sickness and other things. But also, when you sleep at night, like your mouth is supposed to be closed, because your tongue is supposed to rest on your palate. It helps with the way you breathe and the way your body's supposed to breathe. So if your mouth's open, it's not properly doing the way it should.
And it obviously helps with snoring, I read.
Yes.
The only reason I know this is because my boyfriend snores
a lot.
and I'm like, dude, like there are times to where it's like, I'm laying there, and because like I said, I've never seen someone fall asleep so fast in my life. Like,
same with mine. Yeah.
I'm over here like scrolling, or I'm just like twiddling my thumbs, something, and you'll turn over and he's like dead asleep.
Right.
But like he will snore, and there are times where I like slap him. I'm like,
same.
hey,
Yeah.
Enough. Like
So
you sound like you're like chainsawing trees down. Like,
no, that's how Ian is too. And he wears mouth tape. And I can always tell the nights that he forgets his mouth tape, because I wake up and he's snoring and I'm like, babe, put your mouth tape on. And he'll like go put it on.
Amazing.
But okay, so far your boyfriend needs some magnesium, some electrolytes, and mouth tape.
Yes. Magnesium, electrolytes, mouth tape. It's happening.
Yes.
Like,
I love
Holy cow. Okay.
So yeah, you have to give it a try. You have to give it a try.
I am going to give them a try. Let's see. I'm trying to look at people's questions. So what nutritional adjustments are needed or recommended for postmenopausal women?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I'll be honest. I don't work with a lot of postmenopausal women just because the hormones, it's a whole different ball field or ball game. So I feel like at that stage, like I would recommend working with like a nutrition coach that specializes with that postmenopausal.
Yeah.
But I think a big one is like I would focus on like high protein. Obviously, I'm such a believer in that for anyone and everyone.
Yeah, because if you focus on high protein, it curbs all these different cravings, like because your body is full.
So full, yeah. And it really helps like fill that hunger void.
When it comes to the protein, like I've spoken to psychologists who have said, like for instance, with Chloe, because she's on ADHD medicine, they're like, whatever you do, make sure she has like a protein packed breakfast, because the protein will actually allow the medicine to last longer.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So I think just protein helps with everything.
It really does. And especially too, like a lot of women that are just hungry all the time, it's usually because they're not eating enough protein, because that's what's going to make you fuller for longer.
Okay. How do you feel about intermittent fasting?
I think it's a great tool to use. I think that first off, depending on what your needs and your goals are, everyone's different, but I personally do it once every couple weeks. I think it's great for cell detoxification, really just an opportunity to reset your gut. There's so many great benefits to it. I think where it can be more harmful than good is when you are doing it every single day, specifically women. Because it's not necessarily needed to do every single day. And also too, it's when you only give your body a short window to get all the nutrients it needs, you're not necessarily hitting the goals that you might need, like with protein we were just talking about. So like if you have somebody that is needing to hit 130 grams of protein every day, but they only have 8 hours to do that, like that is a lot of food. So I don't think, most women are getting that in that time window. So when you do it every day, it can be probably harmful.
For sure. I think it too leads into the next question was like, please have her explain how you actually need to eat to lose weight.
This is a big one.
Because a lot of it is obviously, granted, if you're on a GLP-1 and it's meant to curb your appetite, where you're not eating as much. So of course you're going to lose weight. But when you're trying to do it with diet, and even when you're doing the GLP-1s, you have to eat protein. Like you have to, or else you're not going to be happy with your body. So you do have to eat to maintain the body that you want.
Right. And that's kind of like a sweet spot for me, because I've experienced that in the past, like not eating enough, my weight stalled, I can't lose body fat, and why? And so I'll kind of break it down for you. And I experienced this with clients as well. They come to me and they're like, I just can't lose weight. So I really like to track and see like how much they're eating every single day. And I have them track in an app, MyFitnessPal, to see kind of what their macros are, what their calorie count is. And the majority of the time, they're just under eating. So what that's going to do is it's going to slow your metabolism, because your body's going to say, hey, I'm needing this certain caloric number to function, right? To have a good metabolism. When you're not giving your body what it needs from that caloric standpoint, it's going to say, oh no, I'm not getting enough food. So I'm going to slow everything down and preserve and hold on to anything that I am getting, right? Because I'm not getting enough to have a higher metabolism. So your metabolism slows, and then guess what? You're not losing the weight like you're going to.
Well, yeah, because when you do your like meal plans or dieting, how many meals a day do you suggest, or like people eat?
Yeah, I think 3 solid good meals and then a couple of snacks. I always say listen to your body too, though, because some people like the snacks, some people don't. But I think if you do focus on 3 meals, 2 snacks, you're probably going to hit that caloric number that you might need.
Okay. And what would you say? That was another question of like, how many calories a day would you say to consume? Obviously it depends on the person, but is it less about calories and more about like, these are the grams of protein you want to hit? And
so macros are huge. And that's what I would say is more than calories. focus on macros. So I always say if somebody's new to the game and they're like proteins, carbs, fats, like that's so overwhelming. How do I track this? I would say, and even calories, I would say start with protein. So a good rule of thumb is about a gram per pound of body weight. So, if you weigh 120 pounds, that's 120 grams of protein that you should be taking in every single day.
Which can be difficult. Like to
For
hear that, you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
But also that's where, and for people that may not like to eat, it's like, all right, get a protein shake.
Right.
Like,
there's different ways that you can help supplement to hit that number. But,
yes.
I think that if they focus with the 3